Hello, everyone, and welcome to another Lunch and Learn with me, Agustin Sanchez. I'm here at the Downtown Library at the Adult Learning Center, and today I want to talk to you about some resources that you can look up in the library for your traveling needs. So let's come over to the CHPL website, chpl.org, Cincinnati Public Library website, and let's see what kind of options they have for us to explore when it comes to traveling. And I think the best thing to do here would be to look at the catalog. Let's see what they have for traveling. I know it says travel and leisure is one of the topics that comes up. It is just look for traveling. Um, so it's going to give you a whole range of things from music to children's book that have the word travel in it or traveling. And right here it's giving us 36,283 results. So you could go ahead and explore that, or we could check out books. Let's check out books and see what we can find if we apply that filter. It still has this uh, children's book about traveling, everything you need to know about adventuring near and far. So maybe if you want to talk to your children, read a book to your children about traveling, maybe this would be a thing to do. Travel, where to go, when. Here's a guide for physically disabled travelers in the United States. That's a good one. Unexplored topic, really. Traveling, copyright-free illustrations for lovers of history. And you just can keep looking through here and see what you can find that would be good for traveling. And again, for books, it gave us 26,106 results. So there's still a lot of materials from those books. You can check out audiobooks, you can check out movies and DVDs, streaming video. Let's see what we have under DVDs. And I'm going to remove the book filter so we only see the DVDs. DVDs, it's saying 862. The Great Outdoors, a guide tour of ancient Egypt. The Sisterhood of the Traveling Pants. Of course, that was going to be in there because the word traveling is in there. Travel with Kids, Alaska. If you're some of us might be thinking once we have children, we can't travel that much anymore. But hey, you know, a guide for traveling with kids, I think it's a good option. Travel through history, travel skills and specials. Again, traveling with kids. It seems like it's a whole series of books, Traveling with Kids, New York. So let's click on that. And I wanted to see if it had more to the, okay. It's a television program. Let's click on this. And this one is going to have the episodes for Traveling with Kids. Let's look for more specifically travel guides. We have Kyoto, Nara, Osaka, and Kobe. So this is giving us a little bit less books. 1,196. We can check out the books only if we want. That's 676. Okay, so it's giving us only the books. East Africa, travel guide Japan, ancient Rome, Renaissance Florence. Let's see what else we can find here. Ancient Athens, a travel guide to life. So even something as specific as that is going to give us things like this, a travel guide to life. We probably find like the Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy or something like that. So again, you know, you have to do a search for it. You have to like leave some things out because of course you're going to find that you might find books, fiction books that have that title in it that still have travel guide in it. So it's still something that you need to explore. But let me remove this filter and let me add this other filter because of course you're going to be traveling. Maybe you want to take this with you. So an ebook would be an excellent idea if you have an iPad um, where you can download it or a cell phone where you can have it because hey, you might not want to check out a book from the library and take it with you traveling or just because hey you don't want to lose it and two, it takes up too much space. So ebook would be a good option. And when we come to ebooks, it does give us more of travel guides. So inside guides to Italy. So it's a travel guide ebook. So this it looks like it's a series. It's by uh, Inside Guides. So it's a series about different places to visit. Okay, let's explore that one. So we look at the author that seems to be this. It's not a person because it's not the name of a person, but it's the organization or the institution that is putting this together. So we see that they have 101 results by Inside Guides. So these are probably all going to be this series of traveling guides. So this is a great option. You will keep, they're all, it says 1001 because we're looking at ebooks and there's one book. Um, so you can explore that. You have inside guides to Mexico, California, Italy, Quebec, Barcelona. So if you're thinking of traveling to any of these places, maybe a good idea would be to take a look at one of these guides. It seems like one of those pocket guides that you have, right? And it does say pocket guide. It even has for within the U.S. Guide to Colorado, Iceland, San Francisco. So this is a good option. But let's see what else we can find. And we have to be careful here because when I clicked on Inside Guides, it's changed the category search in my search bar from keyword to author. Mhm. So what's going to happen if I do a search right now for travel, it's going to look under author. So it's going to look for, you know, who is someone or something named travel that is being given the credit for whatever um, material we find, right? That's not what we want. We want, you know, the topic of travel. Now we've seen that if we put just travel, it's going to give us a very wide selection that maybe we want to narrow down. So let's say I forgot his name, but there is this guy from NPR. I think his name is Rick. Let's say I forgot his whole name, so I know his name is Rick. And I forgot his last name was Steves. So Rick Steves is an author. It's he's writes about traveling, and he also has some books that I think he has a series of the Through the Back Door. So Rick Steves Europe Through the Back Door. This he is a collaborator of NPR a lot. He comes in NPR and talks about traveling, and his books are popular if you want to go ahead and explore, you know, uh, like in this case specifically Europe in a certain way, which and he calls it through the back door. So maybe not your typical, tourist attractions, but maybe some hints that would help you explore differently when it comes to traveling. I know you don't want to when you're traveling, you don't want to look like a and there's no way to avoid it. You don't want to look like a tourist, but hey, we are a tourist. We are tourists, so we are. So that's how it's gonna come out, and that's how it's gonna be. We're tourists, and that's it. But you want to explore differently. You don't just want to go to the places everybody you know has seen. You maybe want to go take a different route, maybe, or an easier route, or not easier, but avoid mistakes that other people have made. And Rich Steve does talk about those kind of things. Hey, you know what? Common mistakes when you come here, that you want to try to avoid, or some some secrets when it comes to visiting Rome, or some secrets when it comes to visiting Germany. You know that you if you don't plan ahead of, you may find yourself running into issues. I know that I've heard people talking about visiting Amsterdam, and they want to visit um, the Van Gogh Museum. Now, the Van Gogh Museum is a very popular place in Amsterdam. The line could take you, uh, 4, 5, maybe 7 hours, and that would make you miss a whole day. And if you're traveling through Europe and only doing one day in Amsterdam, and you have to spend 7 hours of that day in line to get into a museum, that could be, discouraging for a lot of people. So maybe some of these books can tell you, like, there's certain passes that you can buy that could get you more of a reservation for a certain hour. So these are the kind of things you want to explore when you visit a country, because you don't want to run into any surprises once you're there. Hmm. And Rick Steves being this traveler, this very knowledgeable traveler, can give you a lot of tips on that. Okay, so we are still on keyword here, and I want to find something like, let's say I want to stay local, and I want to do some backpacking, maybe exploration, and we can do Ohio. We want to stay local. Backpacking Ohio, you know. Backpack loops and a long day trail hikes in southern Ohio. 50 hikes in Ohio. And this one gives us pretty, um, reasonable number of results. 35 is a good number to explore. 50 more hikes in Ohio. So I guess this is the follow-up to 50 hikes in Ohio. Farrier fun. So again, some of this might not pertain to what we're looking for. Again, it might be that, like, musical words, it might not, fit into the search that we're looking for. So, hey, this 35 results may give us actually something, you know, more like maybe 10 or maybe 5 or something like that. Paths to pedal. Bicycling in the tri-state. Okay, this one looks interesting if you're into bicycling um, through Ohio. And let's take a look at the author. Maybe he wrote more. No, that's the only book that he has available. And again, it changed our search criteria to author again. I want to change it back to keyword. But let's do bicycling. Ohio. 25 bicycle tours in Ohio Western Reserve. Ohio Bicycle Trails reference map. Road biking Ohio. Little Miami Wild and Scenic River. So there's a lot of options you can explore here when it comes to biking in Ohio. Maybe you want to expand it a little bit more. Maybe you're more adventurous by bicycling in the Midwest. And let's just put Midwest. Rail trails, mountain biking in the Midwest. The best bike rides in the Midwest. Hey, you want to expand your biking to other states. Yeah, or hey, maybe you're even more adventurous. Let's find bicycling across the US. It's too specific. Let's do bicycling USA and see what we find. Okay, this one gives us more results. Will give us five results. Bicycle USA, League of American Bicyclists, Cycling the US, Biking US Trails. Right. Let's explore a little bit more. Maybe you want to try, a road trip. Let's do road trip first. Uh-huh. Mhm. Okay, maybe it works better if we do it's a separate word. So road trip, again, it gives us 364 results, so it isn't that bad. Like, remember again that maybe the road trip is going to be part of the title of something that doesn't have to do with a road trip necessarily, right? But maybe we can find something here if we look into, let's do ebooks again. Mhm. Road trip, a pocket history of Indiana. Road trip, 5 adventures you're meant to leave. Road trip. Mhm. Okay, this one again, let's explore a little bit more. So it's given us a lot. And when you're driving across the nation, maybe instead of a instead of a book, since you're driving, maybe what you want is an audiobook. So let's take a look at it and see if we have anything. The Bag of Bones, the story of Henry Ford and Thomas Edison. Uh, hey, here's a good one. NPR road trips, fairs, and festivals. NPR road trips collection. Okay. So as you can see, NPR has a lot of material here and in audio form that we can, hey, take on a road trip and listen to while we're traveling. You can download it to your cell phone and then just listen to it on your car. Mhm. Don't Pull Me Over, an informal history of a family road trip. Mhm. Let's do road trip USA. Let's try that, see what it gives us. Mhm. Road trip USA, all the places your dad never stopped at. So see that, and I can relate to this. Remember being a kid traveling with my dad and saying, "Dad, can we stop here?" Like, no, we're on a tight schedule, right? Road trip USA, Great River Road, uh, Road trip USA, the road traveler's complete guide to America's best scenic drives. Mhm. So as you can see, there are a lot of options for traveling. If you want to travel just within the state, if you want to travel just within your area, those are great place. This is a great place to start so that you can go ahead and find material that can help you plan your trip better, that can help you not come into any surprises. Like I was telling you, you don't want to go to Amsterdam and having to be stuck in a line for 7 hours waiting to visit the Van Gogh Museum or Anne Frank's house. It's Those are places that are very popular and sometimes it might be very hard to get into. And if you and maybe you wouldn't find an alternate options. You hear about people going and getting lost in a city. If but we might not have time to get lost in the city. So if you plan your trip with people who have gotten lost in the city, who can give you tricks to better um, to enjoy your visit better when you come to these places, then these are good options. So just explore the catalog that we have here. Road Trip USA, road trips. Just remember those search words that we have. Remember that um, you can do ebooks, so you don't have to be carrying with books on your trip. You can also do audiobooks so that if you're driving, you can go ahead and listen to those audiobooks um, and remember that Rick Steves has a lot of traveling experience. Again, yes, if we search, I've searched under keywords. Let's search under author. Hmm. And if we do a search for Rick Steves, we get 234 results. So I think I've listened to his contributions to NPR, and he has a lot of good tips on where to go. You know, what things you want to eat when you're there. So explore it, um, check it out, and again, you know, If you are not traveling this summer, if you want to stay at home, remember also that we have the Discovery Pass. The Discovery Pass, if you go to the library website, there is already a video that I did a couple of months ago about how to use the Discovery Pass. So look it up in the channel in the YouTube channel for the library. Look up Discovery Pass, Lunch and Learn, and you should be able to find a list of places for which you can visit. If you are not planning to travel this year, you can go ahead and take advantage of the places. There's nothing like being a tourist in your own home, in your own in your own home city. So explore that. If you're not planning to travel, if you're planning to travel, or if you're thinking of traveling next year, maybe you want to explore some of this literature that we found on the website. So I hope this helps you, and I hope you can join us next time. And again, there is the other Lunch and Learns that you can check out.
Okay, so those are some of the resources that we have available for you. Go ahead and check them out, and I hope I can see you again for another Lunch and Learn for the next time. Thank you. Bye.